Tariff war heat up with unheard of 125%, which was slapped on China by the US. Clarendon man kills wife and set house on fire. Construction worker charged for murder. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. As the tariff war heat up, US President has slapped a 125% tariff on China. But if he thought that was going to do harm to China, he was wrong, as China just turned around and slapped 84% tariff on all US goods going into China, meaning everything both countries sell to each other will be going up tenfold. Watch for factories and stores to start closing, as lots of goods sold in America stores are from China, and with prices skyrocketing, this will definitely put a lot of manufacturers out of business. China has its own calculations. Its leaders overseeing the world's second largest economy has vowed not to surrender to US bullying. And if the US add more tariff, China is willing to add more as well. And guess who suffer? The people. Meanwhile, Canada said it will begin imposing a 25% tariff on certain U.S. auto imports beginning Wednesday, retaliating against U.S. President Trump's levies on autos and parts imported into Canada. The Canadian tariffs will apply to all vehicles imported from the United States that are not compliant with an existing North American Free Trade Pact. The man arrested last week in relation to the death of 1-year-old Alia Michael in Golden Grove, St. Anne, has been charged with murder. 36-year-old Adian Joseph, a farmer of the same community, was charged on Tuesday evening after he gave a recorded statement to investigators confessing to the murder of the baby girl. A postmortem examination performed on the body of the child on Thursday revealed various bruises and evidence of trauma, including a fractured skull. Mr. Joseph, who is said to be the stepfather of Alia, was taken into custody hours after the discovery of her body in a basin of water. The Clarendon police have arrested a 39-year-old man allegedly after he killed his wife and set their house ablaze. The tragedy unfolded Wednesday morning in Cupid District in Frankfield in Clarendon. The deceased has been identified as 33-year-old Sashane Williams. Her husband, a chef, has been arrested for questioning and is facing several charges, including murder and arson. Investigators said shortly after midnight, Mrs. Williams and her husband were at home with the children when a dispute between the two escalated into a physical confrontation. It's alleged that the husband used a knife to inflict multiple stab wounds all over his wife's body, then set the house on fire with his wounded wife inside. The children managed to escape unharmed, and the wounded woman was pulled from the burning building by residents. The police and firefighters were then called to the scene. They extinguished the fire and found Miss Williams in the yard with multiple stab wounds and burn marks. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. The husband attempted to take his life by then slashing his throat and his wrists. He was treated at hospital and later released into the custody of the police. Meanwhile, attorney at law Oswald Senior Simmet is disputing reports of a shooting incident involving his client and the police in St. Anne. The police reported that a taximan was shot last Friday after he drove off while holding onto a policeman's uniform, resulting in the motor vehicle running over the cop's foot. The cop reportedly pulled his service pistol and discharged one round in the direction of the driver, which caught him in the left upper arm. But Mr. Simmet is contending that the shooting was unwarranted and unjustified and is a story made up by the policeman to justify why he shot his client. He said Mr. McIntosh did not do nothing wrong. He asserted, adding that he was threatened by the police before the firing of the weapon, saying that if he reversed or drove over his foot, that he would have shot him. The attorney said his client reversed the car, not over the foot of the police officer, and the police officer, apparently in a fit of just being out of control and full of ego, pulled his weapon and shot him. No reason, no justification. Independent Commission of Investigation is now probing that incident. Meanwhile, a 23-year-old construction worker has been charged with murder and several other offenses in connection with the 2024 shooting death of a bar operator. Anthony Bailey of Barrett Peace District in Kendall in the parish was held on April 2nd this year for the May 1st, 2024 murder of a bartender in New Green in Manchester. The victim, 46-year-old Carrie Nicole Erie of Cumberland Gregory Park in St. Catherine, was reportedly at the bar when armed men entered, demanded money, and opened gunfire, injuring her and another woman. Both women were rushed to hospital where Erie succumbed to her injuries. Bailey was officially charged on April 4th after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney, and a court date for him is now being finalized. Onto sports schoolboy cricket. Excelsior defended their Grey Shield title inside 2 days after defeating last season's beaten finalist San Diego once again by a mammoth 277 runs at Chedwin Park on Wednesday. Resuming day two on 29 without loss in their second innings after being bowled out for 127 in their first innings on Tuesday, Excelsior returned, posting a massive 328 for 6 declare. All-rounder David Dewar led the way with a century, getting to 107. Justice Adlam was next best with 70. In reply, San Diego, who made 136 in their first innings, batted a player short as their captain Vital Laws fell ill and was staying to hospital. That absence was keenly felt as Saints was bowled out for a measly 42 runs. Onto football, Cavaliers shows championship quality last night when they edged Portmore 1-0 to solidify themselves into fifth place. Cavalier with 3 more points is now on 56 points and have played 2 games less than Portmore, who are in fourth place on 60 points. But the real fight, though, is with Waterhouse in sixth place on 48 points, Tivoli and Racing United both with 48 points. All three are fighting for sixth place, which is the last playoff spot. However, Racing, who has played 3 games less than them both, stands the best chance to qualify to sail past both of them. And tonight we'll see Racing clash with Mount Pleasant. So if you missed the news and sports on this station, please go to YouTube and type in Jamerican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe. So when we post, you'll be the first to be notified. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.